My favorite little fantasy hair color client is back. Today we're going to be taking her to the super pretty green color. So if you guys want to see how we tackle this transformation, then keep watching. If you want, you can follow me on Instagram at Christy@thecottage. So this is my cute little client, and you guys might recognize her from some of the other videos that I've done. I will tag them in the description below. If you like watching fantasy videos, then you might enjoy watching those services.
Okay. My client that I'm doing right now, I've done her color quite a few times. We've done like pink, purple. We normally do all those crazy kinds of colors. So if you like those kinds of colors, I will link her services in the description so you can watch them. But what she wants to do today is go green, a very almost like black green, which I was excited about because I thought like going darker is gonna be easy. No. Green apparently is a popular color right now, which is insane because when we booked this appointment, it was months ago, and she actually wanted to do it for January, but it was a pretty emerald green color. I'm like, oh, that'd be so perfect for Christmas. And she was like, no, I don't think so. I'm like, Christmas, it would look pretty. So she's like, okay, let's do it. So we're here now, and I just got the color, or attempted to get the color. That might work. Okay. And I went to go get the color at the beauty supply store. Do you know, almost all the green was sold out. And then not just that, but like there wasn't really a dark emerald green color. So I kind of had to play around. The colors that the picture that she sent me, they had some like really pretty like, just a few pieces of like bright green, some blue green, but very dark emerald green was like the major tone. So I'm kind of worried that one color is like a peacock green, so it has too much of like a blue undertone. That other one is like a jade green, but it says on like level 8, so I just don't think that's going to be dark enough. However, she seems confident in it, and I just told her, well, that's good. Somebody needs to be confident because I'm not. So then our issue is that the green might not turn out. The other part that I'm kind of worried about too is removing the pink. And at first she was like, oh, I don't think it's gonna be that, bad. We're just gonna go darker, so you might not have to worry about removing the pink. And I was like, well, not necessarily, because if you think about the color wheel, like pink's main undertone really is red, and green and red are opposites of each other, so it might just neutralize. And so I actually looked it up, like, what do pink and green make? And it makes brown or gray. So this is very potentially bad. So she was like, oh, great. So I just told her we might have to do a bleach wash, which I don't necessarily want to do, but gotta do what we gotta do if we can't get the, I got a CPR. I don't have a direct eye remover, so I'm kind of worried. I don't know. You guys, I'm just like sitting here trying to figure out what the hell I'm gonna do. And please, are you? For oxidative hair color, no. Can I just have the one thing that I need today? I don't have the right color remover. I don't have the right color. Literally, I don't have the right anything. So her services usually take like anywhere from 8 to 12 hours. So we potentially are gonna be here for a very long time, but I'm just hoping, because we're going darker, that that's not the case, that it won't take 5.5 years to do our hair. So right now my best bet is to go in with So Color Cult Color Eraser. I'm gonna try this, and I'm just hoping that it removes okay. Oh God, I hate this stuff. Anyways, I'm just dragging this out. I know you guys don't care. I know you're tired, like just get to the point. So our first step is going to be trying to remove her color that she has on her hair. So we're going to start there, and I'm going to start with this. So, okay, bye.
Here's her hair now, tons of grow out. Her hair is naturally very dark, and we actually ended up snipping up quite a bit to her shoulders just to get rid of that extra dead stuff. And the way that we mix this color eraser is just with hot water. So I was really worried that I only had one packet, but luckily it ended up being just enough. So we're just gonna go through and put this on her hair. And because I haven't used this before, but I have used other color movers, I will point out that I was actually extremely pleased with this color mover. You'll see that it does a really good job, and honestly, I didn't have to lay it on super thick for it to do the job that it needed to do. One thing, if you guys have used color movers before, if you get it on the natural hair, it will lift the natural roots. It doesn't just remove the color, it will actually like bleach out the natural hair too. And I was really worried that that was gonna happen with this one, so I was trying to be very careful not to get it on the roots, but I did swipe up a little bit just to try to make sure I got everything. And even with other color removers that I've used, I've tried to be cautious, and somehow, you know, when you're laying the hair over, flipping it around or whatever, it always tends to get on the roots and then gets all splotchy and whatever, and then you have messed up roots. So I will say that that did not happen at all with this color remover. So I'm really pleased with it in that sense, because I felt like it did a good job of removing the color, but also not removing any of the natural pigment and causing it to go warm or brassy. I think one that I used before was by the Schwarzkopf color remover, and I feel like that really lifted the natural hair, and so it kind of made my work even harder. So I just want to say, from having used a few to compare to each other, I definitely prefer the So Color Cult color hair remover. Okay, so we're just going to finish applying on this side and then work our way over to the side and then the back. And I thought maybe she was going to have to sit under the dryer, but she doesn't. So she's just going to process this way for about 30 minutes. All right, now that we have it all in, I'm just kind of keeping it together in some foils, and you can already see that one side is already starting to lift, and this is after the full 30 minutes. I mean, I'm so happy with how it turned out. It already neutralized her hair as it lifted, I felt like, so I don't have to go through and pre-tone.
Okay, so we just got done with the color mover, and I'm not gonna lie, I was really worried because like I didn't think that pack was going to be enough to get everything done and be enough for her thick hair. And honestly, that shit did amazing work. Like it toned her hair. Her hair is nice and just kind of like a blonde. It's warm, but not like super brassy. It's just kind of neutral. So honestly, that eliminated probably 2 hours of the service because I thought for sure I was gonna have to go through and like bleach wash her hair to lift even more of that pink out, but I don't have to, so I'm super excited. We just did an Olaplex treatment. Her hair still feels really great after that, after the color mover. So we had a friend go to Sally's because there's literally no green anywhere, and she found a green there. So we're gonna use that and hopefully it works really well. So now we're going to dry her hair and then move on to actually coloring her hair. Like I can't believe we're already at this process. It usually takes 8 hours before we hit this step. So, all right, that's what we're gonna do now.
To apply the green color, I'm not drying her hair 100%. She's just kind of evenly damp everywhere, just so that way it can help spread and distribute more evenly. Okay, these are the green colors that we got, which I thought we were going to use all of them. And that bottom color, the jade, we actually did not end up using.
Okay, so now that we're at the color application part, so shocked again that we're here already. So the colors that I could come closest to was this jade color, but I think it says for like a level 8, so I definitely don't think this is going to be dark enough. Next we have this peacock color, and it was too blue. And then we have this ion emerald color. The thing that I'm worried about with this is that I have to use developer with it, and I'm just kind of paranoid because we've already like processed her hair so much and used so much volume and lifting and everything. So I'm kind of nervous to use 20 volume on it. I just don't know how safe that will be. So I think I'm just gonna use 10. I don't know if I have to use 20. I've never used this line, it's just from Sally's. So we're gonna start with this one as her main overall color. Oh, I don't care, you can come in. And then we're gonna do little spots with like these colors just to, the pictures that she sent had some like blue green colors in it. So we're gonna kind of like sprinkle this throughout the hair, but the majority of the color needs to be like that dark emerald shade. Okay, so I'm reading this instruction and I'm glad I am. I mean, I wasn't gonna use 20 anyways, but it says process for 20 to 40 minutes and actually only use 10 volume. So I'm glad that I read that. So yeah, we're gonna mix this first and start our application with this. And I'm probably just gonna leave like pieces and sections out, and then we'll go through and apply the other stuff. So we're gonna get this on first, okay.
Okay, so for her application, I'm actually just going right at the line of demarcation and running it all the way through her ends. And I'm also going to take a comb and use the wide side. I don't want to strip the actual color off her hair, but I just want to make sure that it's going to be distributed evenly. So we're going to just kind of comb through and double check our work. And I kind of was nervous that because this uses 10 volume and it kind of lifts a little bit, I was honestly a little afraid that it might attack, like do something to her roots and lift her roots a little bit, but it didn't. So, you know, honestly, her hair felt fine after the service. I was kind of worried using developer on her hair and whatever might damage her blonde hair just because it's been bleached so much already. So we're just going to go through and apply this all over. I'm just going to take a little few pieces here and there and leave out the blonde. That way we can go back through with the other color and kind of add that other tone in there just for a little bit of variation with the green colors. Okay, do you see the color starting to go green? I know this really has nothing to do with the surface or anything, but I think it's so cool and you can watch the color start oxidizing and starting to turn. I think it looks really neat. So what I actually did as I'm like scrolling through the video while I'm editing, because I'm kind of skipping through it really fast, you can see that color actually changing really quickly. Like, when you're actually in the middle of the service and it just is so slow that you don't notice it, and then all of a sudden bam, it's just green. But when I was just editing, it was kind of cool just to be able to watch it go from blonde to kind of yellowish to a green color. So I know that's kind of stupid, but I just thought that was kind of neat. But at this point, we had a little bit of hope, a little bit more hope, I should say, for the color, because where we first applied it, actually on the other side, I didn't record that part, but that part is actually like a very deep green color, and that actually looks like the color that we were going for. But you'll be able to see at the very end, it still had a lot of blue undertones, so I'm not really sure where that came from, because the picture and everything looked very like almost forest emerald green. But then I don't know. I mean, she was happy with the color, and it's grown on her and she's very happy with it now. But just from watching it oxidize and process, it looked like it was going to be a very like true green color. But anyways, that's just how color is, I guess. Look how pretty that is. I just think it's so pretty to see it processing and to see how the color just looks. I think it just looks so satisfying. So now we're going to go through with this peacock color, and this does have more of a blue tone to it. So I'm trying to be very cautious and just get these little spots here where you can see the blonde kind of sticking out. There's some areas where I'm doing just a tiny little bit, and then maybe a larger section on one side, and then maybe just the ends on the other side. So I'm trying to blend it in, and I don't really want to get it on any of the other hair where I haven't left out any blonde pieces, just because I don't know how overpowering it might be or whatever. But I'm really just touching a few little spots to add in some dimensional tones, and then letting this finish processing for about 20 minutes. Okay, we're just going to finish putting in these peacock colors, and you can see that we left a majority of the color, that true green shade, and then just a few little spots here and there with the more peacock tone. A lot of you guys have been asking me to leave this part in my videos. So she likes her hair basically just one length, but her hair is really thick. So I'm just going to go through the ends of her weight line and just break it up by chipping into her hair. And we're not really going to do any layers or anything, but this at least will make it so that her hair doesn't feel as blunt through the ends. At this point in the service is when I was still kind of not necessarily panicking, but just really concerned that I'm noticing that it has a very blue tone to it. And honestly, you really can't see any difference from the all over color that we did and the few little pieces that we did of the peacock shade, which I just thought was so interesting because it was processing so green, and for it to turn out with such a blue undertone was just kind of more shocking. So, which is what she definitely did not want.
I'm just shocked at how much. And do you know when I went through,
you were only doing like little
I
tiny
only
pieces.
did
Yeah.
like teeny little pieces, and I did all of your roots that color because I didn't know if it was gonna grab like super pale and light. So I wanted to do all of your roots that color, and then maybe just tip out some of the ends, or maybe mid shaft a little bit, and then midsection.
We're done. We're done. Out. We're done. Let's go.
Mid shaft. The midsection. The tip.
We're done.
The base of the shaft. So I wanted to make sure all of your roots are the same. Let's just style your damn hair.
As you can see, my client is very understanding and is usually down for whatever. We never know how the hair is going to turn out, but we just have a general idea. Here's her before again, and here's her after. And when we looked at the pictures, we realized this green actually was very close to the color in the pictures. It's just that maybe the hair looked a lot darker in the pictures because they also had a lot of their natural dark going through the green. So we kind of also talked about that if she decided she wanted to come in and maybe pull some darker pieces, like some natural dark through the ends, she could do that too. So anyways, she was happy. We're happy. It looks good. Thank you guys so much for watching, and don't forget to like and subscribe.